Yeah, so I've grown up on a farm. It's all I've ever really known is being at home on the farm. I come from a very rural background, obviously, and I don't know what it would have been like growing up in a city. It's a very different atmosphere. I moved to Dublin for university, and I'm still kind of adjusting to it, but home will always hold a very special place. My parents are beef and sheep farmers in rural West Cork, so it's all I've ever really known. I have fantastic memories of growing up on the farm, from being out cutting the silage to feeding lambs bottles. So it's a really special part of my life. My mother was always my inspiration actually growing up. She was the main farmer in the household, and just watching her passion and her hard working nature, it was just something I always wanted to emulate and wanted to be like. So that makes me really proud of coming from a farming background and of returning back and hopefully continuing on that tradition. There's a really close link to the land, and it's something that I think I always will connect to where I grew up. Farming across Europe, I suppose, has experienced a real ageing population, and I suppose one of the biggest challenges is actually getting young farmers to want to continue it. There isn't always fantastic income prospects, and I suppose young farmers are conscious of being able to make a sustainable income, being able to have some flexibility in options as to what they want to do. It's a really hard job. It takes a lot of hours, and it's very labour intensive, and you're working in all weathers, and you don't really get a holiday. So I suppose the biggest challenge in farming is making it attractive to the next generation. It's very hard to have cheap food and to make farming an attractive prospect at the same time. So I suppose what the EU can do is really support local produce and support local agriculture. And that can be done through changing how they engage in international trade, and also making sure that they know that they're on farmers' sides. There's been a lot of demonisation of the agricultural community throughout media, a lot. And it's important to know that the EU is actually working with farmers and for farmers, as opposed to blaming them for the climate crisis.